Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Old Coin Diaries, your gateway into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Today, we are diving deep into the captivating history and incredible value of one of Australia's most sought-after coins, the legendary 1967 Australian 10-cent coin without a mint mark. Get ready, because by the end of this video, you will see this little piece of metal in a whole new light. Back in 1966, Australia made a monumental change, switching from the old pounds, shillings, and pence to the modern decimal currency system we know today. This was the birth of the Australian 10-cent coin, featuring a striking lyrebird design by the talented Stuart Devlin. The year after this historic transition, in 1967, the Royal Australian Mint continued production, but there was something unusual about that year's issue. Most coins carry a mint mark to indicate where they were produced, but the 1967 10-cent coin we're talking about today has no mint mark at all. And that's not just a random detail. It's what makes this coin stand out among collectors around the world. This detail alone transforms an ordinary coin into a rare treasure that commands serious attention in the numismatic community. Why does the lack of a mint mark make it so valuable? Because it represents a small, specific batch of coins, minted under unique conditions. These coins weren't spread out evenly across Australia. Instead, they appeared in limited circulation, and over the decades, finding one in excellent condition has become a serious challenge. Rarity always fuels value, and here we have rarity in its purest form. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that has not just passed through the hands of countless people over the last half-century, but also tells the story of Australia's transition into a modern economy. This is history you can touch. And for passionate collectors, it's more than metal. It's a link to a turning point in a nation's financial history. Over the years, demand for the 1967 no mint mark 10-cent coin has grown steadily. Collectors from Australia, the United States, Europe, and Asia have all hunted for this exact coin. As a result, the market value for well-preserved examples has skyrocketed. If you have one in uncirculated or proof-like condition, the price you could command is nothing short of astonishing. And here's where the excitement really builds. Documented sales have shown these coins reaching jaw-dropping amounts in private auctions and collector forums. We are talking about values climbing into the hundreds, and for the most pristine, untouched specimens, prices soaring up to $3,200 in rare cases. That's right. What once was worth just 10 cents could now bring you well over $1,000. Think about it. This coin is over half a century old. Many have been lost, damaged, or worn down by decades of circulation. But if you are lucky enough to find one tucked away in a drawer, inside a coin album, or passed down from a relative, you may be sitting on a miniature fortune. The design of the coin itself is timeless, the graceful lyrebird with its ornate tail feathers on one side, and the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the other. This is artistry and history blended together. For collectors, the charm lies not just in its rarity, but in its beauty. If you're wondering how to know whether your coin is the valuable one, check for the absence of any mint mark. Examine the edges, the fields, the shine. A sharp strike, deep details, and minimal scratches can make a massive difference in the value. Collectors will pay a premium for coins that look as though they just rolled out of the mint. When you think about it, coins like these are time capsules. They carry stories, they have traveled through countless lives, and yet they survive, waiting for the day they are recognized for what they are worth. In the case of the 1967 no mint mark 10-cent, recognition means reward. Picture yourself walking into a coin show or posting this coin in an online auction. The bidding starts, hands go up, prices climb, and before you know it, you're watching a simple coin become a star of the night, fetching hundreds, maybe even over $1,000. That is the power of rarity and desirability combined. This is why I always say, never underestimate the coins in your collection, or even in your pocket change. History hides in plain sight, and value can be disguised as something ordinary. The 1967 Australian 10-cent no mint mark is proof that treasures are out there, waiting to be discovered. So, my friends, if you find one of these, treat it with the care it deserves. Protect it, preserve it, and understand that you're holding more than just currency. You're holding a piece of Australia's story, a coin that has stood the test of time and continues to rise in value. Next up, the 1968 Australian 10-cent coin, without a mint mark. To understand why this coin matters, we have to travel back to the late 1960s. Australia had just embraced its new decimal currency system in 1966, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence. By 1968, the 10-cent coin was still relatively new, and the Royal Australian Mint was producing them in high volumes. But among the sea of regular issues, there were those elusive ones with no mint mark. Coins that would, over the years, become far more than just small change. The design itself was a work of art. On one side, the delicate and graceful lyrebird, tail feathers flowing in intricate detail, symbolizing Australian wildlife in its natural beauty. On the other side, the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing the connection to the Commonwealth and the stability of the nation's currency. This was a coin that looked as good as it felt in the hand. But the magic lies not only in the design. The real treasure is in its rarity. The absence of a mint mark might seem like a small detail, but to a coin collector, it can be the key that unlocks significant value. This 1968 no mint mark 10-cent coin wasn't just another mass-produced piece of metal. It came from a specific production run, and over time, finding one in excellent condition has become an increasingly difficult challenge. As decades passed, millions of these coins entered circulation. They bought newspapers, they paid for bus fares, they slipped into piggy banks and got lost in drawers. And yet, the no mint mark examples remained scarce, slowly disappearing from everyday life. Today, stumbling upon one is like discovering a forgotten relic from another era. Collectors are drawn to it not only because of its scarcity, but because it represents a moment in Australia's coinage history that will never be repeated. The 1968 issues without mint marks serve as physical reminders of the craftsmanship and production quirks of the time, details that modern coinage often lacks. Over the years, interest in these coins has grown steadily. Online auction houses, coin fairs, and private collector networks have all seen bidding wars break out over pristine examples. It's no surprise. Rarity plus age equals desirability, and desirability drives value higher and higher. At present, the market for the 1968 no mint mark 10-cent coin can be surprisingly strong. Depending on condition, values can range from a modest sum for worn examples all the way up to hundreds of dollars for those in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. In exceptional cases, coins kept untouched for decades, prices have been known to push the $5,900 to $7,000 mark among determined collectors. That's right, what once had the power to buy a simple snack could now command the price of an entire week's worth of groceries, or more. This is the kind of transformation that excites both veteran collectors and those new to the hobby. The future potential of this coin is equally exciting. As more years pass, fewer and fewer high-grade examples will be available. Natural wear, loss, and damage will continue to thin the surviving population. This is the law of coin collecting. Rarity increases with time, and when rarity increases, so does value. In the decades ahead, it's not unrealistic to imagine top-condition examples breaking past $9,500, or even more in the right market conditions. Think about it. Every year, the audience for rare coins grows. New generations of collectors enter the hobby, eager to own a piece of the past. This constant demand, paired with shrinking supply, is the perfect recipe for future price growth. If you're lucky enough to own one of these coins, the best thing you can do is protect it. Keep it in a protective case, away from scratches and dirt. The difference between a slightly worn coin and a pristine example can mean hundreds of dollars when it's time to sell. Condition is king in the world of numismatics. The story of the 1968 no mint mark 10-cent coin is a reminder that treasures aren't always locked away in museums or buried underground. Sometimes they're sitting quietly in a jar, a drawer, or a collection, waiting for someone to recognize their true worth. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's a mix of history, art, and treasure hunting. Each coin has its journey, and for the 1968 no mint mark, that journey has already taken it from humble pocket change to a respected collectible with a price tag that can make you look twice. Imagine holding this coin in your hand, knowing it's been around for more than half a century. It's lived through decades of change, political shifts, and cultural milestones. And now, it can live on as a valuable asset, a conversation piece, and maybe even a family heirloom. So whether you're a serious collector or someone who's just starting out, keep your eyes open. Check your change, search through your coin jars, and dig through those old boxes in the attic. You never know when you might uncover a coin like this, one that has the power to surprise you, impress others, and reward you financially. Next up, the 1982 Australian 10-cent coin without a mint mark. A coin that has captured the attention of collectors, both in Australia and around the world. To understand why this coin stands out, we need to rewind the clock to 1982. Australia's decimal currency had been in place for over a decade, and by now, the 10-cent coin was a familiar sight in pockets and purses across the nation. The Royal Australian Mint was producing millions of coins each year, but not every batch was exactly the same. Some 1982 coins were struck without any mint mark, and it is these elusive pieces that have become so highly prized. The design of the 10-cent coin had remained unchanged since its introduction in 1966. The elegant lyrebird, its tail feathers curling in graceful loops, still graced the reverse side, while the obverse carried the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. It was a design loved for its beauty and instantly recognizable to Australians of all ages. But the 1982 no mint mark coin was different. That tiny missing detail, the absence of a mint mark, set it apart from the vast sea of regular coins. While to most people it looked the same as any other, collectors knew that these subtle variations often became the rare gems of tomorrow. Why would a coin be produced without a mint mark? In many cases, this can happen due to special production runs, preparation for sets, or minting processes that simply did not require a mark for that batch. Over time, such differences become points of fascination for numismatists, sparking demand that pushes prices higher. Over the decades, many of these coins have vanished from circulation. Some were lost, others worn down by decades of use, and still others were tucked away in drawers and forgotten. Today, finding a 1982 no mint mark 10-cent coin in superb condition is a real challenge, and that's exactly why collectors are willing to pay a premium. So how many people want to buy it? The answer might surprise you. This coin is sought after not just in Australia, but by international collectors who specialize in Commonwealth coinage, decimal currency, and minting varieties. At major coin fairs and online auctions, you'll find eager bidders competing for top-grade examples. In the world of collecting, demand is not measured in millions. It's measured in the passion and determination of those who truly know what they're after. And in this case, there are far more people looking than there are coins available. Right now, the value of the 1982 no mint mark 10-cent coin depends heavily on condition. Well-worn examples can still fetch a decent sum, but if you have one that has been preserved in mint or uncirculated condition, the price can rise dramatically. It's not unusual to see such coins selling for several $100s, and in rare cases, especially for coins graded and certified by professional services, prices have reached the $6,900 to $8,200 range. That's right. A coin that once bought a packet of chips could now buy you a brand new smartphone or cover a week's worth of bills. And this value isn't just based on metal. It's based on history, rarity, and collector desire. When it was struck in 1982, nobody could have guessed that 40 years later it would become a collectible of note. It was made to serve a simple purpose, to circulate as part of everyday transactions. But coins have a way of taking on new lives, and the 1982 no mint mark 10-cent has done exactly that. Every collector knows that the market for rare coins is constantly evolving. As the years pass, fewer pristine examples survive, and that's when values can truly explode. If you're holding one of these coins now, you are already ahead of the game. Protect it, store it well, and you might be amazed at what it could fetch in another decade or two. The demand is real, and it's growing. Younger collectors are entering the hobby, older collections are changing hands, and the internet has made it easier than ever for someone in London, New York, or Tokyo to compete with an Australian buyer for the same coin. This global interest means your coin could have a market far beyond your own country. Part of the appeal is the story. The 1982 no mint mark 10-cent coin is not just a chunk of metal. It's a slice of Australian history. It's a product of a specific time, a reflection of the minting practices of the era, and a testament to the value of paying attention to small details. It also holds that intangible quality all collectors seek: mystery. We know why most coins are made, but the subtle variations like missing mint marks give them an air of intrigue. Every time you hold one, you can't help but wonder whose hands it passed through, where it traveled, and how it managed to survive in such good shape. For anyone hunting coins today, my advice is simple: look closely. You never know when a common-looking coin will turn out to be an uncommon treasure. If you spot that 1982 10-cent with no mint mark, you could be looking at something worth many times its face value. This is the kind of discovery that keeps collectors searching, and it's why we here at Old Coin Diaries keep telling these stories. Because every time you check your change, open an old box, or go through a family coin jar, you have the chance to uncover something special. So next time you see a 1982 Australian 10-cent coin, don't just flip it over and toss it aside. Look for the clues, look for the details, and you might just find the one without the mint mark. That little difference could mean a big payday. And as the years go on, the value of this coin could climb even higher. Today it might be worth hundreds, but in the right market of tomorrow, who's to say it couldn't cross the $12,000 mark? Stranger things have happened in the world of coin collecting. Next up, the 1990 Australian 10-cent coin without a mint mark. A coin that is winning the attention of collectors worldwide and showing that history and value can be found in the most unexpected places. To appreciate this coin, we must rewind to 1990. Australia was stepping into a new decade, and the Royal Australian Mint was continuing the production of its decimal coinage, introduced back in 1966. The 10-cent coin had become a familiar part of daily life, used for everything from paying bus fares to buying snacks. But not all coins produced that year were exactly the same. Some were struck without a mint mark, and that tiny difference would one day set them apart in the world of numismatics. The 1990 no mint mark 10-cent coin still carried the beloved design of the lyrebird by Stuart Devlin, a masterpiece that captured one of Australia's most extraordinary native birds in stunning detail. On the obverse was the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff, a regal and dignified image that reflected the Commonwealth's shared heritage. While the design was beautiful, it was the rarity that began to draw attention. Coins without mint marks were never as common as the standard issues, and over the years, finding them in pristine condition became increasingly difficult. For collectors, these coins are more than currency. They are miniature works of art that tell the story of Australia's minting history. The demand for the 1990 no mint mark 10-cent coin is strong. Collectors in Australia seek them out, but so do enthusiasts from around the globe. Commonwealth coin collectors, variety hunters, and those fascinated by minting anomalies are all eager to add this piece to their collections. This global interest ensures that there are always eyes searching and wallets ready to bid. So, where can you buy it? The best sources are reputable coin dealers, coin shows, and well-established online auction platforms. Sometimes, local coin clubs can be treasure troves for rare finds, as experienced collectors often sell or trade among themselves. And occasionally, these coins appear unexpectedly in loose change or forgotten coin jars. So never stop looking. Where can you sell it? If you are lucky enough to own one, you have several options. Specialist coin dealers will appraise and purchase them, often paying top dollar for well-preserved examples. Online marketplaces can reach buyers from around the world, sometimes sparking bidding wars. Coin shows and conventions are also great venues for selling rare coins directly to passionate collectors. Now, the question everyone asks, how much can it be worth? Well, that depends on condition. Coins in average circulated condition can already command a premium over face value, but if your coin is in uncirculated or proof-like condition, you could be looking at hundreds of dollars. In some exceptional cases, high-grade examples have reached the $9,000 to $13,200 range in competitive auctions. And here's the exciting part, the future potential. As each year passes, fewer of these coins survive in top condition. That means rarity is increasing, and with rarity comes higher value. It's entirely possible that in the next decade, pristine examples could surpass the $15,000 mark as demand grows and supply shrinks. Should you keep it? Absolutely. If you own one, you're holding a piece of history that is already valuable and has the potential to become even more so. This is not the kind of coin you rush to spend. It's a long-term asset with both monetary and historical significance. Should it be sealed? Without question, yes. The best way to preserve its condition, and therefore its value, is to store it in a protective holder or coin capsule. Keeping it safe from scratches, dirt, and moisture will ensure that when the time comes to sell, you get the highest possible price. The story of the 1990 no mint mark 10-cent coin is a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. Most people would glance at it and see nothing unusual. But collectors know better. They see rarity, beauty, and investment potential in every detail. Every coin has a journey. This one may have passed through countless hands before finding its way to you, or it may have been tucked away in a collection since the day it was minted. Either way, it now has the chance to become one of your most prized possessions. Part of the magic of coin collecting is that you never know when you'll make your next big discovery. You could be sorting through a jar of change and suddenly spot that familiar lyrebird, but with no mint mark. That moment is pure excitement, the thrill of finding history in your hands. Owning this coin connects you to Australia's story, to the minting traditions of the late 20th century, and to a community of collectors who share your passion. It's not just about the money, it's about the pride of owning something few others have. Imagine showing this coin to another collector and watching their eyes widen as they realize what you have. That recognition, that respect, is one of the great joys of this hobby. So whether you're buying, selling, or simply holding on to it for the future, remember this. The 1990 Australian 10-cent no mint mark coin is already a treasure, and its story is far from over. Its value, like its history, will only grow with time. Here at Old Coin Diaries, we celebrate finds like this because they prove that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary places. Keep searching, keep collecting, and you just might find the next great piece of your own treasure story.